Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel, Coffee Tea Paper. My name's Louise, and in my last Ferris Wheel Press video, and it's been a while but I've just done one, we looked at the latest ink that they have sent me. It's not their latest ink, it's just the latest ink that they have sent me, and that is Dancing Time. So if you are interested in this ink, go and check out that video. I will leave a link. You know how it goes. But in today's video, we're going to have a look at these other products that they sent me. The Scribe ballpoint pen and the A5 Pendant Folio from their leather stationery collection, which is a bit of a branch out, really. We'll have a look at this Scribe ballpoint pen first. I'm not familiar with this, so this is the first time I've actually come across one of these. Designed and assembled in Toronto, Canada, because of course Ferris Wheel Press is a Canadian company. And this is a tin, which is really nice and sturdy. It's got a nice logo on the top, and yep, there we go. I managed to get that off with not too much difficulty. Cardboard packaging is just catching on the lip of the tin. There we go. I've just pinched the sides together to try and make it easier to remove. We'll leave that tin there. Oh good, there's got some instructions. Oh, this feels very weighty for a ballpoint pen. It's got a loop up the top here, the Scribe written on it, a clip with Ferris Wheel Press, and okay, so it's a twist to reveal mechanism. So before we go any further, let's have a look at the instructions. The Scribe ballpoint pen. Fall in love with writing again is of course Ferris Wheel Press's brand statement. Specifications: copper and brass construction, 142 millimeters, 8.5 millimeters, custom archival ink refills, 134 millimeters. Oh, and they've got a blurb here. Once upon a design, that's always their lead in for explaining where the inspiration has come from. A ubiquitous writing instrument for the fanciful jotter, journaler, with 2 L's, I'm pleased to see, sketcher and dreamer, emanating the weight of your words with a robust copper body construction and an intricately engraved brass cap drawn from vintage printmaking machinery, paired with the most vibrant expression of colours inspired by the Midway. The Scribe ballpoint pen will empower your every writing experience. So replacing your refill, pull off the end cap, twist to remove the empty ink cartridge, replace with a new ink cartridge and reassemble. Okay, so let's do that and have a look at how simple or not that may be. Pull off the end cap, right, twist to remove. Okay, well, if I twist it the way it's showing, that's not coming. It's actually the other way. And this is Ferris Wheel Press German Archival Ink Black Tie. Oh, good. I like a black ink in a ballpoint pen. It's the only one that I will actually go for for things like a shopping list. Okay, it's quite smooth and slippery in the hand, but the square shape of the body does help with that. It's not so comfortable to have it if you've got the pen clip down the bottom, so you really need to make sure where you're having that. This is interesting, having this loop there, so you could potentially, if you're a person that needs to have a pen on you for writing notes, whether you're in health services or something similar, that actually would be quite useful. Let's do a bit of a writing test. We shall do a little to-do list here. So today is the 23rd, so let's put that in. And okay, look, it's got some heft to it, I have to say. It is a weighty pen. I quite like this sort of neutral beigey finish. This is, of course, Lady Didot. It's in the signature colour of Ferris Wheel Press in the tin. And look, you do have the functionality of clipping it into a pocket, hanging it off a lanyard, and at the end of the day, it writes very nicely. It's not a gel ink, it's a ballpoint, so it's a rollerball distributing the ink, which of course does tend to lead to not a super consistent line quite often. I find often ballpoint pens can skip sometimes, and this one is quite similar. It's different to a gel based ink. I'll just grab, this is one of the most common gel based ink pens you can get. It's also a ballpoint, but it has a gel ink, and it's a Muji. And you can see the gel ink actually gives a much smoother line, but it's a different medium, right? Now, I don't know how archival gel ink is, but this one is supposedly a German archival ink, so I'm guessing it should have a reasonable longevity, particularly, I guess, if you're signing documents, something like that, then I think this pen could be very functional in that case. And yeah, it's solid. Like, I think if you drop this on the floor, I think it would be okay. The floor mightn't be, but I think this pen would be alright. So yeah, so if you are a Ferris Wheel Press fan, but you don't want to take your nice fountain pens or your other pens to work, for example, but you do need something that's a little bit more robust, maybe looks a little bit more professional, this might just do the trick for that. So let's box it back up so we can have a look. So yeah, it was a little bit tricky to get out of the tin. You just kind of have to pinch those corners. But yeah, it slides in very nicely. I do love the tin. Obviously it's a metal tin, so if you're having your pens in there loose, it would be a bit rattly, but if you wanted something to carry around a few spare non-precious-y pens, that might be a nice container to do it in, or just to keep at home and store it in. So that is the Scribe ballpoint pen. Let me know if you have tried this in the comments below and what you think of it. Obviously, it's going to be a very, very different writing experience to using a fountain pen. They're not meant to be the same. They're not meant to do the same thing. They're completely a different purpose and experience. So just keep that in mind. Next, let's have a look. And I'm super curious about this. The Pendant Folio. A5 size. It does come in a smaller size, I believe, as well. I believe they have sent me navy. Sorry, I wasn't asked if I had a color preference or anything. I'm just reviewing what they have sent me. Really nice, solid presentation box with the slip cover, with all the branding on. I love this sort of faux royal stamp of approval, because of course it's not by order of Her Majesty or His Majesty or so forth. It's Lord H.H. Evergreen by appointment to Ferris Wheel Press stationers. The premium leather stationery collection bears the coveted loyal warrant, very good, appointed by Lord H.H. Evergreen, an emblem of unrivaled quality and prestige in the Ferris Wheel Press universe. This distinguished collection is proudly supplied to the loyal family of Ferris Wheel Press. Top grain American leather. Designed in Canada, made in China. So that's all a bit of fun. They do create their own world, Ferris Wheel Press, and they have a whole population of whimsical creatures and who star in it, and it does you know, it adds a bit to the whole story, often behind their inks and so forth. A really nice dust bag has come with it to keep it undusty. Of course, it's got Ferris Wheel Press on it, and oh, something has fallen out here. So I'll have a look at this. This was obviously meant to be packed in there, and at some point it has come out. It's got protective plastic on these little hexagonal decorations here, which of course are like the top of their ink bottles. Meant to look like a nut from, I guess, printing press machinery. Got a little bit of a blemish there, but it seems to be buffing out all right. It's got two holes up the top there, this loyal emblem and brand marking, which has been gold embossed, and a bit of something on the leather there. Okay. So I am imagining that you, depending if you're left-handed or right-handed, or whichever your preference is, that you loop this through here. And this acts as a wrist loop so that you can carry it like so. Oh, okay, it has a pocket on the back, so you can slide some things down there. And what's it got? Essentially one big pocket. It's quite a flat pocket, like I'm struggling, and the inside's kind of lined. I don't think it's not a suede. Maybe it is a suede. I feel it might be a synthetic suede. And inside it's got an elastic pen loop in there, and another one there, which is really hard to show you. And the logo hasn't actually been sewn all the way around here, this gold embossed one. So I guess you could potentially use that as a pen grip as well. Let's just get out our Scribe and see how we go putting it in and out of the pen loops, because of course it has this clip. Yeah, look, I can't say it's easy to get in. I think it might have been a bit more useful if it had a slight gusset in it, so that it, even if it was just the thickness of say this, so you could get a notebook in quite easily. I'll just try, because I'm a traveler's notebook person, so I'll just try popping that in there because it's A5 size, the folio. Yeah, so look, that does fit. And then you could slide down in those pen loops, which are a little hard to find. I think I might have got one there. A couple of your pens. And around the wrist, and yeah, I guess it would look quite smart to go off to, say, a job interview or a meeting with this. I mean, I can't actually put my phone in it because I'm filming on my phone, so I can't show you that. But you probably would get your phone in there as well. So yeah, look, it's quite an elegant item. And then I guess if you had any papers or anything, you could slide them down the back there. I will check out the price and put it on the bottom of the screen here. The leather does feel quite nice. I mean, it is a fine grain leather, so it'd be interesting to see if it sort of softens up with wear or with use. Might give it a bit more expandability capability. This flap, I think, could end up having a bit of wear on it sort of quite quickly, but it depends, I guess, if you like a patinaed look, or if you want it to look sort of smart and professional, and you know, with the gold trim, etc., for as long as possible. I mean, we're all different. I've got a leather lounge, for example, that's almost 20 years old, and it's just starting to look, you know, like a club lounge now. Whereas some people would probably look at it and go, ooh, that might need replacing. But it's all you know, different types of perspective, isn't it? Yeah, so look, I'm not entirely sure what more I can say about this folio. I've never actually used a folio myself before. Even in the workplace, if I was going off to meetings, I tended to have a handbag that accommodated. I would have a pencil case with my pens, and generally a couple of different notebooks and papers and so forth for meetings, and if it wasn't in my building, and if it was in the building, I just used to carry the things. But maybe this would just look a bit more corporate, a bit more professional, and could be a bit of a talking point, particularly if you pull out a couple of your fountain pens. Might just give you that point of difference in the office. I think it could make a nice gift if your loved one was very desirous of it. But I think it's the sort of thing that you would want to have a very specific use in mind. Or if you're just an avid Ferris Wheel Press collector and you want to have everything that they bring out, then it certainly is a very high quality piece, I would say. It's quite a different feeling leather to this. Is a bit more hard wearing. Let me know what you think. I should peel off these plastic things. It's not really showing it off to its full potential, is it? I mean, that's magnetic, and I guess having a bit of give in that flap allows for this pocket to expand more as well. But yeah, let me know what you think of this part of the leather stationery collection of Ferris Wheel Press. Is it a yay or a nay? Will you be racing to put one onto your shopping list, or maybe save it for something else, some inks or pens or so forth? Anyway, do let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much, as always, for joining me here and sharing these products with you. Let me know too in the comments, if you had one of these, how would you use it? What would you put in it? Where would you take it? What would its role in your life be? I would love to know. I shall say bye for now. Bye.